The best way to do this is split this in two, so it's easier to find the surface area. First of all, we have two that are 7 by 18, and we have two faces that are 18 by 12, and we have another face that is 12 by 7 and another face that is 4 by 8, and that's on the left hand side. So we're going to add this together, and then we're going to add the right hand side where we have two that are 22 by 8 plus two that are 22 by 7, and then we have one that is 8 by 7 for a total of 1,512 feet squared. Now for the volume, we're going to look at the entire shape without the piece out of it, which would be 40 times 12 times 7. And then we're going to subtract out the upper right-hand corner, which is 4 times 22 times 7. And that gives us a total of 2,744 cubic feet. So we have surface area of 1,512 feet squared, and we have a volume of 2,744 feet cubed. Here we have a prism that has trapezoid ends. Luckily, they gave us the area of the trapezoid, so we don't need to find it. So the base area is going to be 48, and we have two of those. It's given. So we're going to do 48 plus, and then we're going to add the sides. We have two that are 14 by 9, and we have two that are 14 by 15, and that equals a total of 768 square centimeters. Now for the volume, we're going to do the area of the base, which is a trapezoid, and it's given, times the height, and it's that simple. So the area of the base was 48 times the height, which is 14, and that gives you a total of 672 centimeters cubed, and that's our volume. Oh no, I just noticed a mistake. So instead of two 14 by 15s, we're supposed to have two 14 by 5s, and one 14 by 9, and one 14 by 15. So the surface area is actually 572. To find the surface area and volume of a cylinder, we want to break this apart into a rectangle into circles, and our circles have a radius of 4, and then the height is going to be 12, and we need to find the length of that by looking at the circumference, which is diameter times pi. So that's going to be 8 pi. And so we can say 8 pi times 12 plus we have 2 pi times 4 squared, and that'll be our surface area for a total of 402 approximately. Now as we do volume, this is very simple. We're just going to take the area of the base times the height, which is going to be a total of 603 cubic centimeters. I really like finding the area, or actually the volume, better than finding surface area. I sure hope this video is helpful. You might need to slow it down because I went kind of fast, but this came from your closure, and you can hope to see this type of activity on your test. Okay, going over our closure, 1077. So volume is going to be equal to 50. However, I know that that is the length times the width times the height. But the length, width, and the height are going to be congruent in a cube. So all sides are the same length. Therefore, I can say that 50 equals the side cubed. So let's look at this. We have a cube, and all of the sides are the same length, so we can say that the volume of a cube is s cubed. And so our actual equation is going to be 50 equals s cubed. Now all we have to do is take the cube root of both sides, and we end up with approximately 3.68 equaling the side. So we can say that the length of a side of this particular cube is 3.68. approximately, and that's in centimeters. Now we're going to look at this equation here, and it first tells us to solve it for y. So let's write it. We have 6x minus 2y equals 10. We need to change this by subtracting 6x from both sides, and now we have negative 2y equals 6x plus 10. We're almost there. Divide both sides by negative 2, actually every single term by negative 2. There's our giant 1, and we get y equals 6 divided by 2 is 3, so 3x plus 10 divided by negative 2 is minus 5. Our slope of this equation is 3, and didn't ask for it, but our y-intercept is going to be equal to negative 5. We can use that when we graph, which is the next step. Now we need to graph. So first we need to make a nice graph with our y and our x axes. And we're going to go ahead and label it. I'm doing intervals of 1, so I'm just going to put the 5s on it. So we've got that. Now we're going to graph our y-intercept first, which is at negative 5. And our slope is 3 over 1, so I go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. You can do this as many times as you want, but now I'm going to connect it with a line. Boom. I graphed it, write the equation along the line, and I have done all 3 parts, A, B, and C. I sure hope that you really know how to do this, because this is the whole point of 8th grade math. If you can't, come in and see Mr. Punches or I. So now we're going to look at CL 1079. This one has to do with one person building a brick wall and another one taking one down. So our first person, she can build it 2 bricks every minute. The other person can take down 3 bricks per minute. And we need to figure out how many bricks were originally on the wall. So let's see. If I do 3 times 55, that equals 165 bricks. So that's what I'm getting. Based on the information that was given, I'm doing 3 times 55 equals 165 bricks. Now for the next part, I'm going to have to define my variables. So I'm going to let x equal the number of minutes, and I'm going to let y equal the number of bricks. And I need that to write my equation. Always define your variables. So here we go. For the first one, I get y equals 2x. And for the second one, I get y equals 165 minus 3y. And I'm supposed to use this as a system of equations. I'm going to use the equal values method, and I'm making them equal to each other. Going to add 3x to both sides, and I get 5x equals 165. Now all I have to do is divide both sides by 5, and I get my answer, x equals 33. It's that simple. So y equals 2x, and y equals 165 minus 3x. Those are my two equations. And when I solve it for the x value, I get 33. And that's really all they're asking for. So after 33 minutes, the walls will be the same height that the two people are working on. Remember, one person's building it and one person's tearing it down. So that's when they will have the same number of bricks in their wall. I hope this is useful for you.